So prior to the Switch coming out back in 2018, I never actually played a Zelda game until I decided to pick up Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I thought that was an awesome game, and I was super excited for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. But guys, I absolutely love this game. I definitely think this is one of the greatest games ever made, period. On any console, definitely one of the coolest games. If you guys have a Switch, I would definitely recommend you guys picking this up. And it's crazy to think that they've actually approved upon Breath of the Wild, which was already an S tier game, and they've actually managed to do it with this game. Even though it's running at 30 FPS, I was seeing a lot of people online, talking crap about the game. Oh, you guys are hyping up a game that's on a system with less capable hardware running at 30 FPS. And guys, you gotta cut that crap out. It doesn't matter whether a game runs at 30 FPS. If the game is great, then it's gonna be great at 30 FPS. If the game is awesome at 60 FPS, the game's gonna be awesome at 60 FPS. Yes, the Switch is outdated. It was outdated when it released, but when you have Nintendo pumping out games like these that take like 5 years to make, when other companies running at 60 FPS cut the cord and release their games rush and they're crappy, they're buggy, and you have games like these coming out pretty much perfected, taking 5 years to make is crazy. And taking advantage of the Switch hardware definitely shows with Nintendo, and they've done this plenty of times. They've actually take their time making awesome games. Breath of the Wild was another, and it really goes to show that games like Pokemon, Game Freak need to step up their game. They release games like Legends Arceus, Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet that are kind of more open world, and they kind of look very crappy when it comes to games like these. They definitely need to take some inspiration from these games right here, and I really hope that the next Pokemon game that is open world definitely looks like this, because if it does, we have a perfect Pokemon game. But we're not talking about Pokemon, we're talking about Zelda. Just giving you my quick little thoughts and my impressions. I've actually clocked in about 80 hours, which is kind of double of what I actually put in Breath of the Wild. And I'm not even done with it. I'm actually going to be finishing it tonight on stream, Thursday. That's if I manage to put this video out before I do live stream it. Make sure you guys come on by if you guys want to hang out, talk, chat about the game. But yeah, guys, really awesome game. They definitely managed to improve upon Breath of the Wild. This is definitely a top tier game. Definitely going to be going up against Game of the Year. For me, it's either between this or Resident Evil 4 remake so far. But really cool story. The things that they added, like Ultra Hand, the cool abilities, really cool. Being able to ascend makes it very easy to traverse through some areas. So that's really cool. I love the fact that you guys can actually discover so many cool things. There's the caves, there's the shrines, hidden locations, temples, all that cool stuff. There's just so much to do. You can easily get lost. You're going to one direction and you get sidetracked and you lose hours just trying to figure something out, which is crazy. I have like 50 hours just doing shrines, trying to get my hearts up, my stamina up. It's really cool that you guys can actually get the Hylian Shield, the Master Sword, pretty early. I love the fact that you can really just go ahead and play the game how you want to play it. It's not just a narrow path for you to do. There's so many things, so many ways that you guys can do first before you actually stick to the main campaign, which the main campaign is several hours in and in itself. And then the big world, big open map, so much to do. I love the caves, really cool dungeons, the shrines, the puzzles are very easy. Some are very technical. I love that. The temples as well, pretty cool puzzles. The characters are awesome. It definitely has a more in-depth story compared to Breath of the Wild, but I haven't even played any of the other Zelda games, so I can't really compare them to those. You guys let me know in the comments down below if this has a more cooler story than traditional other Zelda games. But yeah, the Ultra Hand, being able to create cool stuff. I've seen a lot of people create pretty crazy stuff on the internet, but I didn't really mess with Ultra Hand trying to make these crazy designs. I did make some cool stuff here and there, but didn't spend too much time trying to create like big ships or anything like that. But nonetheless, so many cool characters, so many cool enemies. I love the three-headed Gleokes, I believe they're called, dragons. Kind of remind me of Ghidorah, so that's really cool. A lot of cool enemies. The main boss is cool. I really like the soundtrack in the game. Pretty cool soundtrack. Then I remember from Breath of the Wild, I really like some of the soundtrack with the boss. Even some of the lower tier bosses had a pretty cool tracks. So I really like the little tune they had going for that fight. It was pretty cool, man. To them, more creepy environments, creepy tones, like we did get with some of the initial trailers. I love the fact that you guys can just explore, find cool outfits. I really do like that. I hope that they keep improving upon that, putting more outfits or things like that to look for in the Hyrule. And the game definitely felt different to me from Breath of the Wild. Like I said, I didn't play too much of Breath of the Wild. I put, I think, like 80 hours into this one so far. And like I said, I'm not done with it. And in Breath of the Wild, I think I clocked in about like 40 hours total. I didn't play too much of it, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. I played it and I kind of moved on because there were some other things coming out at the time. So I definitely took more time playing this one. And I don't regret any second of it because it was just an awesome time. Loved it, doing the shrines, all that cool stuff. But yeah, you can easily get lost in here. So much to do. You can be going to one direction, you get sidetracked, lose 5 hours trying to do this thing, that thing. Really cool. And yeah, if you guys are definitely looking for a Switch game and haven't played Breath of the Wild, or you played Breath of the Wild but haven't picked up Tears of the Kingdom, I would highly, highly recommend you guys playing it. You guys will definitely get your money's worth here. I definitely do think it's worth $70. I know they did raise up the price starting with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and this is definitely a game, if they were going to do something like that, this is a game that definitely is well worth the price. I know we all hate, we all just wish we can just pay $60 for every game, but it is what it is. The time it takes to make games like these, it's definitely worth it. So much time goes into them. 5 years. Other companies don't actually take the time to do that. They pull the cord and games come out broken, bugged. Games that are running in 60 FPS come out broken. And when you actually take the time to actually make a game like this one, it's definitely worth the investment. So like I said, so much time goes into these. And it really sucks that, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, that when this game came out, people were trying to hype it down, saying that it came out on a system that is outdated. Yeah, the Switch was outdated when it released, but when you have companies that actually make games like these and actually take full advantage of the hardware, it definitely shows. Imagine, just imagine, hopefully we get a third installment of this game, which they did come out and said that they were going to follow this formula going on from here, which is awesome to hear. But just imagine we get a Switch Pro, Switch 2, whatever the case may be. By the time they make a third one of these, which I hope they really do, which I don't doubt, it sold 10 million copies in the first, week or two or something like that. And the Breath of the Wild sold 30 million copies like in its lifetime. This one already sold 10 million within the first 2 weeks of it coming out. Is crazy. But just imagine, the Switch 2 is out. By the time the third one comes out, they take advantage of that hardware. Just imagine playing this game in 60 FPS. That would just be chef's kiss perfection. So hopefully we can get something like that later down the line, another 4 or 5 years when they release another one. Time will tell, but I'm definitely looking forward to how that will look. We'll see. But yeah, guys, just giving you my quick impressions of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. There's just so much to do. All the caves, puzzles, the shrines, the story, characters, abilities, new features, even little things like going to those stables, having more characters around there, having more side quests, side adventures. There's just a lot to do. You're definitely going to get lost in this world. And yeah, this was definitely a game that I absolutely loved playing. Definitely top tier game, one of the greatest games ever made. And I wouldn't doubt that it takes a game of the year. We will see. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments down below. What did you guys think of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? What is your favorite thing about it? What didn't you like? I honestly don't really have too much complaints. I know a lot of people didn't like from Breath of the Wild weapons breaking, and that mechanic is still here, but I don't really mind it. You definitely try a weapon out, you fuse things. That's another cool feature that they did add in this game. Being able to fuse things to your weapons, make cool weapons as well is really cool. Adding things to your shield, adding different types of swords, spears, being able to attach things to your bow, having seeker like seeker missiles to your bow, really cool. Just so many thought and improvements went into this game, and I absolutely love it. I definitely would recommend it. $70 definitely worth it. And I did unbox the collector's edition here on the channel, as well as the Tears of the Kingdom limited edition pro controller. They are on the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe, check those videos out if you guys haven't. But yeah, again, let me know what you guys thought about the game. I absolutely loved it, and I can't wait to finish it and move on to whatever else comes our way. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure you guys hit that like button. It does go a long way. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I'll definitely catch you guys on the next one. Take care. Peace.